Good morning, everyone. So this morning I thought it would be fun if we did a little bit of a Valentine theme project. Even though Valentine's was last week, since we didn't have a live lesson last week, I thought it would be fun to do Valentine theme this week. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do an easy craft with just 3 pieces of supplies. So the first one is coffee filters, and you can get these anywhere. And you can use other things like tissue, but coffee filters work the best because they're made not to fall apart when they get wet. So if you can find coffee filters, they don't cost very much. If you can find them, they'll work the best in this project. And then we also need washable markers. Any washable or water-based markers will work and will bleed. So that's what we need. And then we just need a spray bottle of water. So I actually used previously a hand sanitizer spray bottle that I emptied out and put water in. So you can use any of those things. And what we're gonna do is we're going to do a couple different steps. This will take a long time to dry before we can do our next step. So I'm doing it first thing in the morning, so then this afternoon I can come back when they're dry and show you the next step. So it's just a fun decoration to use for Valentine's Day. So the first thing we're gonna do is take our coffee filter and we're just going to flatten it out. It's a little bit like when we made our tenor dancers last year. And those are on my YouTube channel if you want to give that a try. And then the beautiful thing about this is you're gonna use your color wheel and you're going to use your own creativity to do any designs you want. Because basically the way when you color this in and you wet it, it'll look like tie-dye. So you wanna make sure you don't do all your colors in one because they'll turn into brown when they bleed together, but it's a little bit like watercolor painting, but with markers. So I'm gonna start with yellow, and I'm gonna do yellow and orange on this first one. And you can do any pattern you want. Sometimes I just will go around in a circle a couple times with different colors, and it does bleed through. You can see there's yellow here. So I'm just using a bit of foil to protect my countertop. Even though this is a washable marker, just helps me with my cleanup later. So we'll go all the way around, and then we've got a little yellow, and then I'm gonna do a space, and then I'll do another circle. And again, you can do any pattern you want. I'm gonna do different patterns on all of these. And then another fun thing is you can actually turn this into a hanging if you put it with fishing line or dental floss or any kind of string or yarn. You can turn this into a really cute hanging. You can put them on the window, which is what I'm gonna do. Okay, so basically I just went around and around in circles. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect because that's how I like to go with my art classes. I don't like them to be perfect. And we're gonna go in with orange and just keep spinning them around. And this is a great project too. If you have siblings, this is an awesome thing for you guys to do together, because even if you have a sibling that's 2 years old or 3 years old or 15 years old, no matter what, they can do it. Even a little baby can do this if they just want to color, and then you can spray it and show them the magic. And isn't that fun? So there's our first one. And I'm not even gonna spray it yet. I'm gonna wait and do all of that at once. So I'm gonna go into the next one, because once I wet my foil, it's gonna slow me down. So then here's the next one. And these are just single coffee filters. And I'm gonna move my markers away that I've already used. So this one's blue and green. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with these, and I'm just gonna do a bunch of these. And you can actually just doodle on it, as long as you don't use too many colors. I think 2 colors is really the best. You could use 3. I wouldn't go too many more than that, because when they blend together, they'll basically just turn brown, unless you use like 3 different colors of pink or something like that. Okay. Then we're gonna go to our next one. Next color is green. I like the way green and blue look together. And then I'm just gonna go in and do slashes in between each of the bees. I've used these markers before in another video, and these are markers that, not this exact pack, but this is a brand of markers that I had when I was a kid, and it's called Mr. Sketch, and they're scented markers. So each one has a different smell, and it's so funny when you start to color with them, how they smell and look. Reminds me so much of when I was your age. Okay, so that's our second one. We're just gonna keep on going. All right, let's see. Let's do the blues. All right. So for this one, you can use any kind of doodling you like, guys. Any pattern. You can use the same pattern for every single one if you want. I'm just kind of randomly drawing. You do want to make sure you have enough color that it will bleed together. But if you make mistakes, it's all going to get wet anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, boop, just enough to get some color on there. Okay, and then I like to leave spaces of white in there so that my color can move around. And you'll see it as we wet them, what they're gonna look like. And sometimes you can see the pattern after you've wet them. We'll just see what happens with this one. Okay, there's another one. Boop. All right. Now we're gonna do purple, which is my favorite color. Okay. And let's see, I have no idea what I'm gonna do for this one. How about diamonds? This is also a good project if you just need something to do on a rainy day, or if you're sick at home, or your caregiver is sick, your parents or your grandparents, or your learning coach, and you just need something to do. You can grab this pack of coffee filters, and there's 200 coffee filters in this pack, and you can come up with some great ideas. And you can change them for the seasons. So next month when it's Easter, you can do pastel colors, you can cut them out into eggs, anything you want. It's a great little project to do when you're bored and looking for something to do. So I'm just doing slashes in the white, get some color on there. No idea what it's gonna look like once you wet it. It's a little bit like cutting out snowflakes. You don't really know what they're gonna look like. And sometimes when you cut them out and you open them, you think, that's not a great snowflake. Okay, here we go. And our last one, I wanted to show you a different thing. This is actually 2 filters, and I'm gonna paint on them both at the same time. And I'm just gonna leave them put together. And we're gonna do little curly hair on the side. So I have curly hair, so we're gonna do little curly cues all the way around. And when we wet it, it's really cool. It will bleed through both, and you'll have identical colors. So if you're making a banner or something with these when you're done, and I'll show you some examples, but if you're making like a banner or something like that, then you can have 2 of each color and then alternate them or whatever you want. So then I'm gonna go in here with the pink and just curly cues all the way around, adding in a new color. Easy, easy. All right, so now we're gonna start spraying. Okay. And if it's nice and warm outside and not too breezy, this is a great thing to put out on your patio or on your balcony, because it will dry faster in the sun. I'm just wetting it, and the more you wet it, the more it will bleed. And you can actually see it starting to run together. Like little, this one looks like a little eyeball. Great for Halloween. Okay, and so I'm gonna go ahead and spray all of our coffee filters. Since this one is 2, I don't wanna move it. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray them all, and then I'll wait until they dry, and I'll come back and show you the next step and what they look like when they're all dry. See you in a minute. Okay, so it's been about an hour and a half, and all of my coffee filters are dry. And I wanted to show you something that I figured out when I was spraying them, is I got a piece of Tupperware that I can just throw in the dishwasher, and I put my coffee filter in there, and then I sprayed it, and it kept all the moisture inside of here, and it's still dried in an hour and a half. So just wanted to show you that trick to help keep the mess down. So I've got 2 of mine. I've already hung the other ones up, and I'm going to show you in just a minute what that looks like. But I've got 2 of mine. This is one of the 2 pink ones that I made. And so what you're going to do is you're just going to fold them in half, and you're going to basically do like a snowflake, except for it's going to be a heart. So you're just going to just start cutting. Now, if you need to draw a heart, you can, but there's really no way to mess it up because you can always just recut it if you don't like the shape. So we're just going to do a heart. Look how cute. And then I'll show you, you can also do 2 hearts if you want. You can do a really wee one down here, a little small one. Okay, and then I can do another one that's a bit bigger. Then I have 3. And so what I was doing was just, I put some tape on the back, and then I stuck it to my window for outside, and they are beautiful. And let me show you what they look like. So guys, here they are. I stuck them to my window, and they look beautiful. I love the way they look. And it's a really gross gray day outside today in Colorado. We're gonna have snow. And look how bright they look on my window. It's just beautiful. So I hope you try it out and let me know what you think. Bye.